We find ourselves in the city of Miranda as the Harpers sent Emil to go investigate Davania's hometown here. Due to a lot of suspicious rumors leaving the city. Something clearly not as it seems. A city that seems too good to be true. In a city which Davania had considered destroyed some time ago. So a bit of a surprise that her hometown exists and that it looks like this and that it's clearly in a different location near by 30 minutes or so, but still definitely a different city built up, same name. Questions everywhere. Last week, the week before last session, they had a visit after, they helped reunite a little girl, Aurynn, with her father, with some very sus, the dad was sus. And the mayor's wife and children visited the inn and tavern where they're staying. And they had a number of interactions there. Davania even sent a mental message to the mayor's wife, like, yo, the White Rose is here. And then they had a conversation, some other things. Emil was eavesdropping, paying careful attention to what was being said by the mayor's wife, and overheard the mayor's wife after having a short conversation with Aurynn and Davania. The mayor's wife leaned over and told someone, one of her security detail members, one of them is the White Rose. They're both very suspicious. One of them is the White Rose. Find out who. Find out.
I completely forgot about that.
Fun. Also, Rain had a few fun moments with Wixley there, one of the daughters, the mayor's daughters. There were 3. This is the Drow daughter. And they went off to go have some fun and did so, and then agreed to meet back up later. I think to go look at the cemetery for some, look at the spooky ghosts, as Wixley can also see different spirits and such. Exciting. So I will just jump us in here back to the Harvest Inn and Boarding House with a little bit of an opening scene, just to get a feel for the city and where we're at in the story, and then we'll jump in and take it away. We begin tonight peering through a window into the Harvest Inn and Boarding House from the street. We look over past a small vase of white roses into the tavern area where Aelith Fenwick, the mayor's wife, sits engaging with the residents. She softly whispers something to one of her protective detail, then smoothly resumes her celebrity routine. We take a step back and hover over now the city of Miranda. Its people content, its borders safe, and its economy prosperous. And yet we know that something is amiss. Those who ask too many questions are prone to moving away. And all of these deaths and disappearances are being covered up, according to a source that Emil has. What is this greater evil in Miranda, and how deep does it run? Perhaps our heroes will get closer to finding those answers tonight on Stormfall. And we'll jump back into the Harvest Inn and Boarding House and let you all take it away.
Sorry, just out of curiosity, do you know what episode number this is, Dan?
This is, I believe, 133.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Stacy, and thank you for the sub.
That's insane.
So we're all like, is everyone there? Who else like at the tavern right now?
I believe that everyone.
Maybe Aurynn for sure.
Aurynn and Davania are there. Davania just finished that conversation and headed back over to the table in the corner with Aurynn. I believe Mort is at the table. I believe Aurynn had gotten some food but is back at the table. Blueberry's at the table. Rain may have left to step outside. And Emil is hidden from everyone's sight. Just behind this area in the kitchen.
As usual. I think Rain went to visit someplace that had ghosts, right? So I think Rain is physically in another building.
I think that I know she left. She may have come back. She came back after hanging out with Wixley.
Okay.
But was planning on leaving again tonight once it got dark to go to the cemetery. So I'll say, since she's not here, I'll say she's stepped outside for the time being, but maybe just out. We don't know where she is, just outside the building somewhere. And we can pull her in if we need to.
All right. No, go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to try and help by setting the scene more. It's still plenty of hustle and bustle inside the Inn and Tavern. The mayor's wife is definitely puts on this celebrity act, and the people of the city build up. It's an awesome dance.
Yeah. I guess Aurynn's just probably like after he sat down, because I think that he had just gotten done talking with her. So he went and sat down and just kind of might be secretly taking some notes under the table, like away from her eyesight, as well as just, well, at the same time trying to seem as like, what is the word I'm looking for? Try not to raise any suspicion from her that, you know, if she looks over his way, he'll smile and nod and then go back to his tea or whatever he's drinking.
Okay. Very well. Does anyone have anything they want to do over the next? It's going to be maybe like another 20, 30 minutes before they head out, the mayor's wife and family.
Or it'll be just paging through the book, the library book, just seeing if we can find any other strange notations or anything else that are in that book.
Okay.
Are you there at the table, Mortimer?
Yes.
Aurynn probably look over because I don't think that he was with you. He wasn't with you when you got the book, correct?
I don't for the murder, finding the body. I'm not sure. I don't think.
Oh,
so.
okay.
That's when I picked up the book. Yeah.
What's that?
It's a book we found when we discovered the body. It was the only thing really of interest that we could see. It's an oddly, strange. It's at first glance, it's just how to beat the common cold. But I found some dog-eared pages that in a book that talks about beating the common cold. There's discussions on these noted pages about life after death, and it's rather mystic talk. So it's odd, it's weird. So I was going to drop this off, play dumb as much as it pains me at the library to see what I could find out. Maybe either it was the Furbolg's book,
right,
or it was the murderer's
I think Aurynn talked with you and Airman already about this. All right, have you you haven't when do you plan to go and do that?
As soon as we're done here.
Might
probably.
be interesting. Would you mind if I accompanied you?
No. I'm going to just to discuss. I'm just going to rather, to dodge suspicion. I'm going to just act like I found this outside the inn. And
yes.
Just being a good Samaritan, returning the book and see what kind of information we can glean.
I'd say in a city this size, the library should be pretty large. Sure that they won't suspect anything.
Be interesting to see what they have to say. I want to see if they
yes,
remember who checked it out and stuff like that.
Oh, they should have some sort of record.
Well, I found names in the back. I found the one name and then 4 other names. So only 5 people have checked this book out. So.
No, even besides what's in the back of the book, they should have some record there at the library.
Oh, true,
Otherwise, if one went missing, how would they know who would have it?
This is true. This is true.
Good idea.
Yeah, this is an odd place to be sure.
Definitely is. All right, that's all.
Dan, could you remind me, was there a push to investigate a building or something? I think Aurynn wanted to do something.
It was a civic building that they found a secret door in, and they had asked Emil to investigate the secret door, but we didn't have like a big plan for it yet. But yeah, there's a building to be investigated for sure.
Thank you, Ed and Warren. Yes, yep. The town hall where Aurynn and Davania had their meeting. Aurynn had perceived a little a bookcase that slides open, perhaps a scraped rug or floor.
Were we going to go and look at that after breakfast? That was sometime today, wasn't it, Emil?
Yeah, that sounds right. Not that Emil is there, but Warren says that sounds right.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I should add too, everyone at the table also had a few interactions with Adriel. Even Davania, while Davania was like leaning up against the table, I think whittling perhaps, had a few interactions with Adriel there, one of the daughters, and that's who Aurynn segued over to the mom with, through speaking with Adriel.
Just to take one step back, did Aurynn, when we got back from the little girl and the father, did she recount that to the group?
Pretty sure she did. If not,
Okay.
I'll say she did, if that's okay with
All right.
everyone. I'm pretty sure he was like, it's a little suspicious, but he kept referencing, of course, the mines. They're gonna take me to the mines, and then the dad was fine after, like, what? There's no mines.
And we've been, if I remember right, we've been told by the officials that there are no mines, right?
Correct.
The mines are done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was telling the girl, the cop. It's like, no, there's no mines. They've been closed for 10 years.
So Dan, I'm going to assume that the major conversation has died down. So I think Emil would sneak out front across the street somewhere you can see and wait for kind of the mayor's troop to leave.
Okay. So it'll be about 20, 30 minutes. However, about 10 to 15 minutes of hiding, in plain sight out there to keep an eye on things, or, however you're hiding. Actually, I should ask, how are you hiding, like, super secret in the darkness, or just, like, blending in?
I mean, is there darkness? Because, darkness would probably be the best bet, but I'm kind of picturing a city in the middle of the day.
Yeah, this is a relatively... there aren't too many narrow alleyways here, so everything's kind of getting sunlight. There's some shade between buildings.
Let's go more for nondescript, doing like the shops in the area, but with an eye towards the door.
Excellent. In that case... oh my gosh, I don't have my dice out. I do love that sound.
Oh my god, that was a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
What happened? The city's crumbling.
New character.
To risk. Yeah.
What?
That's awesome. Okay. So, you notice, Emil, someone that has, someone's not keeping an eye on you, but assessing you. They're looking amongst the crowd. This is looks a rather mechanically a small-sized person. Looks like maybe a gnome, possibly.
Hey, let's get this out of the way. What shape is their face?
Oh, let's see. Oh, it's a square, unremarkable face. It's tough to pick them out from the crowd. Just a very square, unremarkable face. Oh, I love this thing. And they seem to be in the way that you might approach a a contact without, but they seem to be unsure if you're the person they want, I guess would be what you could probably glean, being in this line of work for so long. Actually,
Okay.
can you make a perception check?
Yeah, I'll make a perception check for sure. I guess because of the stories that we've heard so far about people disappearing and presumably assuming the guards take interest because we'll ask questions. Emil's going to be trying to figure out if this person is like a guard. Is it like a predatory hunting of him, or there's perception? Oh my god. I forgot what my perception bonus was.
Oh, jeez. Make an insight check too. Then, now that you've seen things.
Yeah, that's a little more modest.
Okay. Thankfully, you don't need a super high insight to tell. Only because with your perception check, you see them brushing off. They have a cloak that has like the shoulder tier, and then another tier underneath it just runs the length of the body. And they've brushed underneath a time or two, and you see flash up a Harper's pin.
Okay, that was the other thing I was wondering, so that's good. Yeah, I guess, I mean, if they're in the street, like, I have to find a way to make conversation with them, so I was saying I was in a store, so...
They could be like a couple aisles down. They're just going to kind of follow you for a bit, trying to find a way to see if you're here.
Okay, well... Maybe what I'll do is I'll pick up a couple of trinkets in a shop and ask the one person beside me, which one do you think I should buy for my friend? And which one, and then maybe turn to this person, which one do you think I should buy for my friend?
The smallest one.
The smallest one. Okay.
He says,
Yeah, I guess that seems to be the way to go. Emil will put the larger one back, but now that he's got a free hand, he'll, I guess, ask a question about like how long you've been in the city. But he'll use that moment to flash his Harper pin kind of quickly in his lapel, maybe like kind of adjusting and shaking it off a bit.
Nice. Well, I've been a bit new here, just about a week or so. Beautiful city. Beautiful, a lot going on here. Good place to settle down.
So I've heard.
How
I
about
just
you,
arrived
friend?
myself.
Ah,
Only just arrived myself.
all right. Hey, if you'd like a bit of a tour, I'd be happy to show you around a bit. From what I know, unless they've given you that initiate's tour there. That's they show you the big sites, but there's some great places to eat here. Some sites.
So I don't know if you want me to roll this. I'm going to try and just like, I guess I've traveled a fair bit. Maybe I recognize their accent. I say, "Oh, you're from Ren, or you're from Kelborm, or whatever." Like, just
yeah,
you're just as a way to, oh yeah, you're from blah blah blah. I'm from there too. Absolutely, I'd love to hear a fellow countryman's, or a fellow traveler's blah blah blah. Just to try and establish rapport in a more obvious way.
Okay, nice, yeah. I've actually, because you spent so much time in Bexley, I'll say you don't have to. Definitely a Calborn accent, not so much from the city, but from the people that came over from all the woodland areas to live in Bexley, and specifically folks from that area. In fact, there's hints, like Emercina was from that area in the woods, so there's little hints in that as well.
Okay, so yeah, it sounds from the tone of your voice, you're from Bexley as well. I'd love to hear a fellow countryman's perspectives on this town, and maybe pay for the figurine and then or whatever the knick-knack is that I've just bought myself, and
nice,
walk out.
That's right, and they'll go with you and head out. And as you find whatever is the way to speak, whether thieves can't or otherwise, they're going to, or if you find a quiet place to settle and talk. My name's Natari, and so I was sent here ahead of time to keep in hopes of you being sent. Myself, as well as about a dozen other agents, operatives. We are here at your service. One of our agents spotted you arriving yesterday, and we thought we should see what you need from us. You task us with whatever you need. We'll make sure we carry it out.
Everyone's still alive and safe so far?
Yeah. We all are staying in mostly separate locations. They seem to have divided us up. Most of the people arriving between 4 different inns and such, keeping us in there for a month each in each one. But we've been here about a week and a half, or some of us as far back as 2.5 weeks is the furthest. But we don't make much contact. In the light anyway. But we're all alive and well. We've experienced likely what you have. Definitely something going on here. Everyone's...
Any deaths yet?
Oh, well...
I don't mean among your friends. I mean among the newcomers, because we've already had one.
We've had 2 individuals, 2 agents that have made contact with other individuals in the city that were believed to be parts of groups that were questioning things and or here to find loved ones that they had lost contact with. However, both of those individuals dropped off the radar shortly after our agents made contact with them. We can't confirm their deaths, but suspicious that it happened twice in such a short time.
Yeah, especially got that short of time. I hope we're not already being watched. Is there anyone in town with, say, perhaps some arcane insight? There might be some way we're being watched that isn't obvious.
We have 2 of our agents are trained wizards, and both of them have been doing their best to attempt to detect any scrying or anything like that. However, there appears to be nothing. They both reference some feeling of unease that they can't put their finger on. Some element of magic to the city, which is common in many cities, but they can't quite put their fingers on it yet. But they spend a good part of each day, at least 4 or 5 hours a day, trying to figure out what exactly that means to them. But otherwise, no, we just get the same, almost rehearsed answers from everyone about it's a great city to live in and all that. Tell your friends.
I've definitely heard the other side of it, but it sounds like you all kind of have as well now. I don't know how much the others know the history of the city, but there was a village a few miles from here named Miranda that was burned to the ground 10 years ago in some kind of an evil act.
Oh.
Seems to be related to the mayor, but it's not super clear to me how. There are also mines here, and there's rumors of mines still, but
all right.
Everyone seems to deny that they exist, which, given that Miranda was a mining town in the first place, is unusual. Mines dry out, but mines don't disappear.
Right? That's news to us. We hadn't heard anything about an older city.
All right. Well, that sounds like something to perhaps investigate a little bit. I don't know if there's a dwarf or a miner or someone with some perhaps knowledge of the earth amongst your group, but if someone could maybe perhaps do some investigations that knows more than, say, you or I do.
Absolutely. Listen, we all use, I'm assuming that it's maybe like hide in plain sight, walking down the street. There's a shop you're approaching that has a front porch on it, with a roof, awning-like roof, maybe 8 feet out, and then 4 different wooden pillars or wood-wrapped support pillars along the front. Oh, let's take a load off here, and there's a couple of rocking chairs on the front, and he'll at least sit down in one.
Okay.
And
Join him.
okay. And he'll lean forward to one of the posts and say, "We all use drop locations to talk with one another. I've been assigned as a delegate to a go-between you and your agents here in town." And he leans out and just barely moves a little. There's a bunch of, it's decorated with a bunch of different ornate blocks of wood up this post, and he just shows you, he slides it like a half an inch out and then back in, revealing just a little bit, a cavity behind there. "If you have any new instructions, this is checked 3 times a day. And we can leave we can leave responses for you. Probably best that we don't have too much face-to-face." Oh, and he leans back.
Understood.
In the chair.
I'm just trying to remember quickly out of character. Is there anything else that we've learned over the last couple of days that I can pass on here? I've kind of dropped the hint about the mines, the town office we're going to investigate ourselves.
I mean, the only other specific thing was maybe that the young woman that had some sort of inside connection, has experienced some of these things. But you've already talked about those too, so that would be considered covered. I don't think. I know y'all.
Okay. I think the last thing I think I'll say then is just that I've met at least one person who wants to leave the city but fears that they won't be able to leave it safely. It might be a good thing for folks to rack their brains and see if they can come up with, some kind of an underground movement that we could move people out of here. That may involve some context outside the city, but if one of you doesn't have a contact outside the city, then I can see what I can do.
Right. We're on a bit of a cycle. We should be getting each week 1 or 2 new operatives, with 1 or 2 attempting to leave, but not until we've reached our month's mark. So we'll keep you appraised as far as getting information out and we have, of course, our actually, I don't know that. He would have a Harper pen that can communicate. The others don't.
Okay.
I've got this to send messages if need be back to headquarters.
One last thing, and this you need to be careful with. Do not speak these words, but pay attention. The White Rose. Do not repeat those words. Mm-hmm. They're important, but I don't know why.
I'm just going to nod and... All right.
Done. Thank you for your thoughts on the city, my friend. I look forward to getting settled in here.
Certainly gives you like a slapping handshake. Right, well, you take care and enjoy everything Miranda has to offer. And I'll give a nice head bow, and walk on off into the city. Just hands in his pockets. All right.
Perfect.
Neat. It's probably around that time that you see, maybe another 5 minutes after that or so, the mayor's wife leave the inn and tavern, the Harvest Inn and boarding house, and along with the 3 daughters. And there's a whole slew of people that follow them out to the street and follow them off into the city. Everyone else?
Davania is going to follow them if they go out into the city.
Ooh, okay. So for those of you inside, as you see, the commotion just follows them, out of the building, and you see, Davania leans off the wall and kind of blends in and follows. You see her leave the building, or leaving.
Aaron's smile drops that he's been kind of keeping up this entire time. Well, they were a bit insufferable.
Exhausting, isn't it?
Yeah,
As they often are.
you're not wrong.
Well, I'm off to the library if anybody's interested.
Yeah, I will accompany. I know that I was supposed to do something with Emil sometime today, but I will tag along with you until then.
I'm going to.
Emil walks out the door at that moment.
Nice.
Ditched again. Jeez.
Emil.
Did I miss breakfast? Oh, hello. And kind of looks around. Yeah, sorry. I guess I missed breakfast.
I'm sure that they have something in the back if you're hungry.
Where are you folks off to?
Off to the library. I'm just going to see if I can I'm going to drop off this book, see if I can get anything else out of them.
Excellent.
Just kept
Garrus?
curiosity.
I'm going with Mort, everyone says.
I'm gonna ask around, ask some questions. Subtle, like a mad bull.
Right. I would be careful, Garrick.
I'll go with Garrick. Woof. It's blueberry.
Okay.
If you'll
Just
have
don't
me, Garrick.
be sparing with the questions that you ask people. Don't want to make anyone too... You don't know who people are. They could be associated with the Lord here. The mayor.
Don't be sus, Garrick. That's what she's saying.
He.
Well, if it comes down to it, I could always stop asking questions, and then he taps his.
No, I think just
Heavy
leave
crossbow.
that in its holster. You'll be fine, I'm sure. And he kind of side glances at Blueberry, like,
Oh, yes, I'll be the bad cop.
oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
Emil, are we doing our errand today, or are we doing it now, later?
Let's do it this afternoon. I think I may just go for a walk right now, and we should probably meet back here after the library. Hopefully Davania will have returned and we can plot out our next steps then.
Do we know where she went off to?
I personally didn't see her leave, but I don't see her here, so I'll check upstairs. But if
She was
she's not,
here just a few moments ago. Okay, well, I will meet you back here after the library then.
sounds good.
Come on, Mort.
All right. Let's get this over with. As we're walking, we're going to try to walk at a slow tourist pace. Or at least Mort will. I'm looking for like public information things like kiosks, posts, anything of that nature.
So you make a perception check if you would, Mort, actually.
Ah, there we go. Pleasant surprise. 18.
Okay, nice. Where's our person here? All right. Here we go. You notice that anytime that now that you're looking about for things, you find that quite often you trailing behind by some 30 or 50 feet in the streets, Beatrix, Drake, your envoy. You don't find any kiosk or tour, any informational stops, but you see regularly this Beatrix, who, if you happen to look back, she'll just give a wave like she's there for you. But she's there. She's there.
I'll stop and I'll look at Aurynn and sort of like point at a building and say, "We've grown a tail."
Do we know who? He doesn't look, just kind of looks around. Not like trying to find someone, but just kind of looks at the ground, something in his bag.
Yeah, it looks like Beatrix, our hostess from when we entered the city.
If you catch eyes at any point, Aurynn, same thing.
Does she acknowledge us?
Oh
or-
yeah, she does. Mm-hmm. Like she's there to support you, but it's just a bit, it's another one of those creepy factors in the city.
How far is she away,
It
Dan?
depends. When you're walking anywhere from 30 to 50 feet, if you're nearing the corner. I mean, it's really like good tailing if she wasn't being obvious. She gets closer when there's turns coming up. But in long stretches gives you extra space.
Auryn's gonna walk towards her.
All right, Mort will follow. Yeah, we're of like mind. Let's bust her cover.
Nice.
Beatrix.
Oh, hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to the two of you. How are you on this fine day?
Wonderful. So why the tail?
She looks.
Mort takes
Oh.
it like a sort of like, oh, okay.
Aurynn
We're going that way.
Aurynn
Okay.
doesn't break eye contact.
Oh, why am I following you? Oh, as I told you, I am your guide here. If you have any need to find anything in the city or make a contact or appointments, I'm here to serve as your liaison with the city.
Right.
I can't
That
say that.
usually
No.
doesn't mean tailing the people that you tell that to. I've been to a lot of cities and this seems unusual.
There are no cities as like Miranda. I'm simply dedicated to my task at hand, while there are so many of you to keep up with.
We
Yeah. Yeah.
Aurynn.
Yes.
No, never mind. He's looking right at her. Never mind. She would be able to see. I was gonna cast detect thoughts, but she would be able to see that he was casting a spell. So never
Just
mind.
a second.
Yeah, let me just turn around here.
Something in my bag.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I am gonna make an insight check though.
Okay, please.
Can I insight as well?
Absolutely.
Natural 20, Dan.
Oh, well, never
so
mind.
with my bonus, that's 25 total.
Okay. So, you can tell that a great deal of what she's saying is accurate. She is trying really, really super hard to be what this go-between, but it's driven not strictly by. You can tell that there's a little bit of fear, like she has to do this. She'd better do this. Not just, I want to be good at my job. There's that, but also like, I can't mess this up.
Mm.
So please, if you require anything, anything I can answer for you. I'm simply here trying to stay out of your way, but within earshot, in case any questions come up.
So while you're telling us, who's watching out for everyone else?
It's, and you see a little more of that that fear creep in. It's just, so many of you, and you all
Yes.
wish to do so many things. It's very difficult to keep up with all of you. But I
Here
chose
it
the two
is.
of you as you seemed rather determined, and you knew the direction in which you wanted to go. And I thought, well, yeah, they if anyone will have questions, it'll be them. I think
Well,
everyone else is...
Mort, do you have any questions for Beatrix here?
No, not really. We're just. I mean, I won't.
I don't seem to have any questions either right now, Beatrix. So, if you don't mind, we'll be on our way.
Of course, I'll be within earshot if you need me.
No, you will not. I think there are plenty of people. We have a whole group of us here that you can go and spend some time with.
Yes, of course. Yes, I'm so sorry.
He's going to. Okay. He's going to take his kind of what race is Beatrix again?
Oh, oops. Earbuds. She is human.
He is what? She is what?
She's
Human.
Mm-hmm.
So Auryn's going to take his arm or his hand and kind of put it on her shoulder to kind of like guide her around to face away from Mort. You see, I want a bit of alone time with the gnome here. Want to,
Yes.
take him out on the town.
Of course.
Take him, get some, go to the bakery.
Very striking.
We're
fellow,
going to the
I
library.
understand.
Yes. So we have quite the day planned out, Beatrix. And as much as I enjoy your company and as much as I would enjoy looking across the street and seeing your face, I would like to get I think this is something that I would like to do without you following us. Do you get my drift?
Absolutely, yes. Indeed. Quite a striking fellow. Yes. Please, I'm so sorry to misread.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed. Yes,
Yeah,
I'll
I
be on
have-
my way then.
Thank you. If you, maybe some of our friends are hanging out at the tavern, if you want to stop by there and see if you can tell someone else in our group.
I will. Yes. Best of luck.
Thank you so much, Beatrix.
And she turns to head off and head in the opposite direction of where you were headed.
Turns back to Mortimer. All right, shall we continue on to the library?
What's a little like? Okay. You didn't threaten her, did you?
Oh, no. Words, my dear Mortimer. Words. And he'll
Sometimes
just go towards the, continue
it can
on.
be as effective as a sword.
Yes.
Good to see. All right, let's go.
Nice. Oh, right. Aurynn will catch up at this point. I totally forgot she was going.
Oh, yeah.
Wait for me! Kate billowing. Is that Beatrix? And we'll jump over to Davania. You're still walking amidst the crowd, I would imagine, following this family. What would you like to pursue that, or like just continue through the town until they turn in somewhere?
Well, she wants to keep following them, with keeping back, of course. But she also wants to see if there's a quick shop that she can run into that has glass beads or crystal beads, and just kind of stuff like that. Because she's wanting to grab 2 of them.
Oh, nice. Okay. Davania, would you please make just a general insight check for me, please?
There's nothing general about her insight.
Damn! That's an incredible proficiency or bonus there. Okay. All right. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah. So they even stop at one point or a couple of points. They're stopped, and the mayor's wife blah 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 does her little spiel. One of these times that she stops, it's right near a store that sells different types of jewelry, including those beads that you're looking for.
Divine gonna pause for a second and just kind of looks around, and she'll put her hood down, but still keep the mask over her face, and go into the store.
Okay. You slip in. It's a smaller storefront. A bit of a musty smell inside, but little dried plant leaves hanging in bunches around the ceiling. But you're able to quickly find the beads you're looking for. There's a young half-elf man behind the counter as a clerk, little white apron on, working on some other fittings for jewelry. I found what you're looking for then, ma'am?
Oh, do you have any glass or crystal beads?
Well, sure, we have some over in that, right over there, about 10 feet down on your right. I know they're easy to miss. But they're just below some of the amethysts and other precious gemstones. Yeah, right, a little lower. You're to your left, though, about 3. Yeah, there they are.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How much for 2?
For the crystals, you're just looking at 10 silver per each, so 2 gold in total. But we'll make it a gold and 5 silver for you today. Having a bit of a discount with the whole parade out there and everything. Got plenty of folks coming in right now, so
Yes, of course. She'll put the beads, she'll pick them up real gently and put them on the counter. I appreciate it.
Of course. Would you like a carrying case for those or anything? I got some crushed velvet type cases, and I'll pop a couple open that can hold different things of jewelry.
Well, I appreciate it. I think I'll just carry them in my pouch here.
Certainly.
She points to her pouch of gemstones. I'm going to continue to follow the parade, but I really appreciate it. And she'll put 3 gold down.
Oh, you're too generous. Thank you so much. Oh, swipes it off the counter into his hand, puts it in a pouch behind the counter. Well, you need anything else? You come back, or I'll make sure we give you the best deal we can.
Of course. I came in here a little too quickly. I didn't see the name of this shop.
Oh, it's just called Beardables.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to ask my grandma where it came from, but it's when grandma says goes.
Well, I hope that this shop stays in the family for a very long time.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You have a good one.
You too now.
She'll pick up the beads and put them in her pouch. And then as she steps outside and closes the door, she'll prop her hood back up and keep following everybody.
Okay.
Like a stalker.
Nice. You're among many others. There's still, a few dozen people following them through the city until they arrive at a section of town that has sort of like an outdoor courtyard, right? Like a city green area, where it's on a triangular road, that would split ordinarily down 2 roads. Buildings are far in the back, but there's a good 100 some feet in a triangle here of grass and some trees and some picnic tables and the like, where they all sit down. And some lunch is brought out from a few local shops, and everyone is able to kind of sit down once again with them. The daughters kind of split off. In fact, you see Wixley, the drow, just bounces. She says something to her mother. You may recall that the sisters were upset. It was Wixley's birthday, and the mom was like, "Oh yeah, but I can go show my face somewhere, so we're going to do that." So Wixley's sort of done with it at this point. She heads off, but the other 2 sisters are still there, and Wixley's there for a little bit. I'll say Wixley isn't leaving yet because I don't want to rob you of that. If you want any interactions. What would you like to do? Is everyone the 3 of them plus all the other people sit down?
She's gonna find the table that is kind of in the back. Like, I know it's outside, so
Okay.
probably the first table that she sees, and just sits down quietly. She's not going to eat anything because she's already eaten.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to sit down and start whittling at it and carving away at another figure, but it'll be a figure of, what's her name? Hold on. I'm trying to remember her name. Aelith.
Yeah, Aelith, yep.
She'll start carving and just half listening and ignoring people and just being an introvert.
Ah, perfect. All right, so you kind of, for the most part, kind of sink in your own world, but you're keeping an eye on Aelith and carving and half listening. They're here for a little bit, of course. It's good, like half an hour before food comes out. But around that time, you hear someone behind you, to your right. Hello. I'm so sorry to bother you. Do you have a moment? Hey. And it is Endolin Fenwick, the daughter that is the high elf, little over 100, so like 21 maybe, and elven years 20. She has that straight coal black hair that's cropped at the shoulders, the alabaster skin, and the deep blue eyes that border on purple, and has a very handsome beauty to her. Yes, she's holding something behind her back that's sticking out. It seems to be a frame of some sort, kind of sticking out a little bit on either side. I'm so sorry. Okay. As I'm getting ready to say this, I realize how strange, weird I'm going to sound, but so you just looked rather captivating, and I know it's not much, but I made this, and she pulls out a little painting that she had some time to work on here while waiting for food with her little paint set. She holds it up, and it's a pretty nice painting. You can definitely tell it's you, mask up and everything else. Some liberties taken. In that it's like a shiny bubbly version perhaps of you. Like you're in this bright joyous mood, which is a little contrary to the headspace you've been in here. I hope, I mean, you certainly don't have to keep it. I know it's not that but well, yes, it is weird. This is weird, isn't it? Should I go?
No, so she puts her stuff down. How long? You just did this?
Yes. Well, so I happened to catch sight of you back a while ago, a little earlier, while we were at the Harvest Inn and boarding house while Adriel was speaking with you, and I just like I said, you're very captivating presence, and I thought, oh, I just wished it on. I couldn't there because a mother would have a fit that I wasn't meeting and greeting people, but I think that she's happily the center of attention right now, and so I just sat down and had to start painting you, which does sound weird the more we talk about it. Oh dear.
It's okay. You definitely caught me off guard, but this is beautiful.
Oh, you like it then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it's for you but if you want it.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you.
And it's like maybe a 10 by 14, 10 by 16 frame, something like that. So yeah, you can hang it on a wall if you wanted.
It's just like holding it out and looking at it. How long have you been painting?
As long as I can remember. I thoroughly love it. I have quite a ways to go, but certainly I think I've come a fair ways too. Early art was not very good at all. And it does, again, it's accurate in that it's you. You can tell it's you. It's just this kind of brighter, bubbly version. Perhaps, an alternate universe Davania, or a long since, forgotten Davania. Is it all right if I sit? I don't even know your name.
Oh. That's right. Notes.
Sorry.
Notes.
Panic.
Fake name. Where's my? I have a penchant for fake names apparently with my characters.
That's awesome.
Clearly. She sets the frame down really gently with the canvas side up. My name is Marion.
And I'm Endelyn. She'll hold a hand out to give a proper shake.
Pleasure to meet you.
Indeed. Is it all right if I sit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful. She
Yeah.
goes and sits around across from you at the little picnic table thing. So, you must be new to the city? If you're staying at the inn. Ah, yes. And what do you think of the city so far?
Interesting.
Yes.
A lot of things. Sorry, how long have you lived here?
Oh, perhaps 10 years now or so. Since the beginning, we've been here with father and mother.
How has that process been for you? She keeps whittling.
Make an
away.
insight check if you would. She's going to answer, but just prepare with an insight check.
Very brutal.
Damn, that bonus, man. Level 17, right? Is that where we're at? Jeez. I don't even know why I'm asking for rolls anymore.
I'll remember that.
So nice. So you can tell as she's about to answer, Davania, you're gonna notice that she definitely there's more depth behind her eyes than what she's answering. She's giving sort of the answer that she's supposed to give for the most part, but there's definitely more. There's been more difficulty with it. There's been more, perhaps shadiness. Like she clearly has to be in some position to notice something. Yes, it's been difficult. We've come a long way, I suppose. And it has not been easy. It's tested us greatly, certainly. I'm hopeful for the city that it can be the place that we all want it to be. But you can see some pain behind it too. Like,
Davania's gonna stop what she's doing. Gonna look around, lean in close, kind of like this, and shake her head. You don't have to lie. And also, so what you want or what your parents want.
It's strange. And she kind of shakes her head a bit, as though she was going to say more. Well, you know how it is. Parents have dreams, and they just force many of their expectations on their children. And I'm sure that they wish us to do more with this city. Mother will be of course, around a lot longer than father, but I don't know. I don't think that this is the life for me.
You want to paint, don't you?
To travel the world and to see sights just simply different than what's here. There's so many magnificent sights I've heard of through the folks that have traveled here. Grand waterfalls and mountains that's so high that they pierce the clouds. Oceans as far as I can see. I would love to travel and paint, yes. And just be a free spirit, at least for some time. But I have, more so than my parents, I have my sisters to think of. We all find ourselves in a similar situation, and I shudder to think what would happen if any one or two of us left the other here alone with our parents.
Interesting choice of words.
Yes. She kind of.
But also,
Okay.
also, good parent knows when to let their children free.
A good parent. Yes.
No expectations. It's hard, but I might know somebody that can help you with travel and painting. And
Oh.
yes, I'll write to her and see what she says and
Well,
see what doors I can open up for you.
she almost looks as though she's kind of pulling herself out of a daydream kind of look. Yes, please, thank you. You are such a kind soul. And thank you. I appreciate that.
Davania kind of shifts uncomfortable at the mention of kind soul and
I'll talk to my
I'll write her first, but might I ask, this might be prying. She starts painting on the figure at this point.
Oh, mm.
Your choice of words. Alone with your parents?
Yes. There are many, many things. Some good, some not so good. They're difficult to live up to their expectations. They are very strict and can be a fair bit controlling. If, for example, today is our dear sister Wixley's birthday, and my sisters and I set up a fun day of celebration for her, and we know better than to invite our mother or father. However, our mother, undoubtedly thinking of how that would look to the citizens, invited herself along, only to commandeer the entire day and cart us around from one shop to another now after making our presence known to the people. Honestly, we're just... It's larger things and smaller things like that. Adriel and I are just waiting for the opportunity to be done with this horse and pony show and rejoin Mixley for a proper celebration.
I hope you get your wish.
Thank you. Well, I should probably get back to walking about and saying hello to the townsfolk and such. But it's...
Oh, you might not want to mention our conversation.
Okay. Yes.
Just so you're safe. wouldn't want a screaming match or anything.
Yes. No.
But you go enjoy some celebrations afterwards, okay?
Thank you. She kind of pats the tops of your hands on the table, like, thank you. You've been so kind. And steps up to give you a smile, like a look back over the shoulder and a smile, and heads off to go talk to other townsfolk and such.
She keeps her hands on the table for like 10 more seconds, just staring at her hands like, did somebody... It's like she's weirded out that she had her hands in hers, not in a bad way or anything. It was just the fact of like having human contact and interaction with somebody, and it was in a like a friendship kind of way, and just like a sisterly kind of way, and just like a reminisce of her sisters and her family and the closeness that they had. And she just kind of shakes her head, just clears her throat and looks back up at her while she's walking away, and just kind of waves. Here. She tosses the figure to her.
Catches it. Oh, it's marvelous.
You can give that to her if you wish.
Certainly. Should I say it's from you or just...
No.
Okay. Wondrous.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And she'll kind of look around awkwardly and just she'll just pull out some more stuff and work on another figure, just like missing her family. And just
okay. You see, excuse me, Endlin, get caught by a person or two as she's walking through, but like 10, 12 minutes later, as lunch is coming out, you see her handing that to her mom, and a little exchange back and forth. The mom like takes it, looks at it, and then just kind of and sets it off to the side, and you can tell that Endlin is upset by that. Like, are you kidding me? This handcrafted painted thing. Appreciate it. She see her kind of turn.
like, appreciate it, bitch.
yeah. She gives her mom like a and turns and like rolls her eyes so hard as she goes back to find Adrielle. She sits down with her sister. Okay, let's see. Garrick and Blueberry, the buddy cop team. Just kidding. What did you have in mind, Garrick? What you up to?
Is the innkeeper available?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's get down. Aloth. Yep.
Garrick is gonna drag a bench, kind of like wood scraping on floor, up to the front counter.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna set Blueberry on top so Blueberry can see, and he's gonna climb up so he can see.
Nice.
And he's going to ring the bell and look the Aloth in the eye.
Nice. Yes?
Begging your pardon, but we're not really certain that we want to stay here in the town yet. We're wondering if we could maybe talk to the last group of people that stopped by.
Oh, right.
You happen to know where they might have ended up?
I've got a few contacts still from them. Sure thing. Well, let me set you up with, now do you want them to, I can probably coax them down here with a meal if you wish, or I can send you out to where they are.
I could search them out, if you can, if it's fine for you to provide some contact information.
Oh, yeah. Everybody that resides here after this first month and gets any permanent residence here, they have the ability to sign up for sort of not a mentorship, but reference, right? Folks that are considering moving here probably want to hear from someone that's been through the process. Now, I have. Oh, and she kind of goes through a couple of. You hear some paper underneath the counter there shuffling. Ah, right, all right. She rips out a little tear. Layla Laughingsteel. Here you are, right there. Yeah, she pushes it over to you. Now she'll tell you what's what if you're looking to find out about the process and what it's truly like to live here, Miranda. I'm glad you're looking into it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. She kind of like looks between you and Blueberry. Right. Anything else I can help you with?
Shorter counters.
That's amazing. Well, that's a really good point. You know what? Maybe, yeah, all right. I will look into that.
He just walks off.
Nice. Awesome. Blueberry follows you. Wow, you really asked the tough questions. Yeah.
Oh, we're just getting started, Blueberry. Just getting started.
Oh, I like you, Garrick. All right, where would you like to? You want to pursue? There's an address on there that's it's over on the other side of town, but not a super long walk. 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Sure. Maybe kind of like scope it out first.
Mm-hmm.
See what kind of area of town that it's in. What kind of people are like coming and going in the area.
Sure. Make an investigation check if you would, just to kind of get a lay of the land here, or perception if you wish to just kind of take it in as you're walking. I'll let you choose.
Investigation or perception. Let's do investigation.
Okay.
Well, it'd probably be more like perception, right? We're not really doing any.
I mean, if you're like, what's this? If you're actively looking for it, investigation's fine, which it sounds like, so I don't mind allowing that. But if it's whichever way you'd like to do it.
Sure. It's going to be an 11.
Okay. Well, it's pretty straightforward anyway. So you'll see this is a residential area. These are the an area of more modest homes. Now they're all pretty modest. Even the grander ones are only so big, and they fit families. They're not. There isn't much extra or flourish in these houses, it would seem. But these particular houses are more on the economy side, I guess, of the homes in the residential area. There really doesn't seem to be a huge rise or dip in classes here. It seems to be folks that are either tradespeople of some sort, based on the different attire. Either some are heading out with leather aprons, others are carrying toolboxes. It just seems to be that type of resident here. But the houses are they're all organized, spaced out evenly. It's only like 20 feet, like 20 feet between each house. They're kind of close to one another here. Houses are back to back with a little backyard fencing and stuff like that. And the house that you're looking for, that's been written down in the address, is at the very end of the street on the right, from where you're looking. This block here.
Smell that, Blueberry?
What is that?
Suburbia.
Oh, it stinks.
Garrick's gonna knock on the door.
Oh, okay. You hear footsteps approaching. You hear a lock open. The door swings open, and there is a human, female-presenting human, maybe in her mid-50s, completely bald head, brown eyes, and she's moderately tall, with a lean build. A round, common face. Hello.
Hi, new in town. innkeeper directed us this way. I can't read his handwriting. He said that you might be able to help us out with a few questions.
I would love to. Oh, I haven't had anyone arrive yet through this Please, come in, yes. Yes, she'll step out of the way and I'll swing the door open.
Garrick like peeks inside before he walks in.
Very clean home. A lot of Afghans on chairs and such. It has sort of a grandpa smell to it. Oh yes, I was just about to put some tea on. Would you care for some?
Sounds all right. Sure, why not?
Wonderful. Oh, and what a beautiful dog you have. Oh. She'll give Blueberry some scritches. I don't know if Blueberry will talk yet. I don't know. We'll see. Blueberry likes to surprise talk, I think. Yes, come in. There's, please, and she gestures just off to the side of the front door's living area, with some rough, things aren't super fancy here, but a nice, moderately comfortable couch that has three cushions wide, a little coffee table, and a couple of sitting chairs across from that. She heads off to the back into the kitchen. Do you and Blueberry want to settle in?
Sure. Garrick will probably check to make sure all the tables and chairs are level.
That is amazing. There's no wobbles in the chairs. However, the coffee table is just one corner is just a little shorter, one leg just a little bit shorter than the others, or the floor dips or something, so it has a little...
He'll pull a wooden wedge out of his pocket and just like tap in place.
Oh, are you all right? Oh, thank you for... That's incredible. Thank you for fixing that.
No worries. It just bothers me.
Oh, it's been driving me mad for weeks. I appreciate you. She'll dip back in the kitchen, come out with some tea, and ask you how you'd like it, and gets it all served up. So, you're thinking of moving permanently then to Miranda?
Thoughts crossed my mind.
It's a lovely city. What sort of questions can I answer for you?
So, you help people kind of settle in? Is that what you do here?
Yeah, you're actually the first that's come to me. But yes, I did sign up for the program to answer questions about purchasing a home and what life looks like after that first month settling in and acclimating.
Sure. I was kind of wondering what the crime rate's like.
Oh, rather low. They have plenty of the constabulary force does a fine job. You may or may not have noticed them. They do have insignias, but they dress very much like the common folk, and that well, most of them do. There are those that are in positions where they need to be seen as guards and such. But it does a wonderful job of you never know who's looking sort of mentality. Keeps the criminal activity at a low.
I guess the secret police is appealing. What's the police response time like, generally speaking?
I haven't had to call on the police yet. Most people seem to come here and simply pour themselves into their work, and there isn't much of a criminal element. I couldn't say. I'm sorry. I heard that there was recently a murder, unfortunately, which is dreadful news. Hopefully not the inn from which you came, but it's one of the new inns. Sometimes before people have had an opportunity to decide whether they want to stay here or not, and before the city has had an opportunity to make sure that they wish to have everyone as a resident, there are some folks that get in that still have some proclivities to the criminal life. Or murderous intent, it would seem. I'm sure they'll be caught and expelled from the city or whatever they do. But it's a safe place. Aside from that, don't let that fool you. It's a very safe place to live. Certainly safer than places I've lived in the past.
When's the last time you've seen a murder?
Oh, that's the only one that I've heard of. I've been living here for about 8 months now, and it's the first I've heard of. Oh, it's dreadful business. Dreadful. Can you make a perception?
And you're saying just living here? Hmm?
No, go ahead.
Sorry. You're saying that just living here kind of like, I don't know, I guess breeds the ill intent out of people?
I believe that during that first month, there's an assessment of those coming to the city as well. General assessment to weed out any criminal elements, yes.
And what happens to the unfit?
I believe no, they are expelled from the city.
Sounds like a safe enough place to live.
I'm sure there'll always be some criminal element, but yes, far safer than other places I've lived. Can you make a perception check for me, Garrick? Yeah, it'd just be, you can do it with advantage because it's related to your.
Oh, geez. Okay. Haha. That's gonna be a 12.
Okay. Poor Garrick. That's okay. That's what the DC's 11. So you look around. You know, you're having this conversation. It's a small living room. There is a hutch off to the right, and a little serving station off to the left. And there's little knickknacks all about bookcase, knickknacks on it, this and that. But there is a geode of some sort on display that looks like an ore, a type of ore that you have worked with in the past, possibly. You'd have to take a closer look, but definitely not. It's expensive if you were to buy it. It's a bit rare to find, and it's actually very rare to find. And why she would have it just seems out of place on this woman's server or hutch.
Say we were to stay, what kind of work is available here?
Most trades have business here, and if there isn't, then you can always open up your own place of business. But any of the trades businesses are done here. There are also hunters and the like. Most of our goods are brought from farming and such, but there's quite a bit to be done. Is there any? Oh, certainly, carpentry is always in need.
Wood is an inferior material. You realize that, right?
Oh, I didn't know.
I'm more of a kind of like a tinkerer, I guess, myself. I'm looking to get into verticals, supply my own materials, kind of ensure a clear line of supply chain. Say we're to source some metals, ore. Is that something that'd be available?
Oh yes, the mayor himself has the connections for those resources. Has it imported weekly, I believe, ore and the like, different metals and such. I couldn't speak on the supplier, but I'm sure you could get that information. There used to be back in the day. I came through this way down to, gosh, I just had like 8 different campaign comments flash in my head trying to think of what's below this. Where are we, Calais? Okay, so sorry. I used to travel between Metz and, well, a rather small village far south of here. And I would come through this way. Now, there used to be a bit of a little mining town here. Many people don't know about this. So I'm sure that if you were looking to get into supplying your own ore, you could find something. Clearly there was something valuable in the mountains nearby.
You said that his mayorship is capable of setting up some of these contacts.
Yes. I believe currently that all there are certain aspects that only the mayor controls still, as things are being set up. There's supply of such materials, metals and ore, I believe, is one of them, directly through the mayor.
And how does one go about setting up a meeting with him?
Oh, in your first month here, you should be assigned a bit of a liaison for between.
Her.
Oh. Yes, they can be a bit off-putting at first, certainly, with the surprise. You turn around and there they are. But it comes in rather handy sometimes.
All right. Well, thanks for your time.
Of course. If you need anything else, stop by any time. My son is at work most of the day, and I don't have much company. So please swing by any time. I'm happy to answer any questions for you.
Thank you.
Yes. She'll give a bit of a bow. Blueberry just quietly kind of eyes her and follows you. Okay. Are you leaving the house?
Yep.
Okay.
Probably heading back to home base.
Okay. All right. So she closes the door behind you, and didn't realize how badly I had to use the bathroom until they got here. And then she rushes off to the bathroom, and that's where we'll take our bio break. So for anyone who doesn't know, we take about a 10-minute bio break. I will put that in full effect. We'll keep our audio live, and we'll catch y'all here in 10 minutes or so. Get you soon. All right, neat. Oops. Oh, but can I make coffee in that time? Oh, my thanks. Oh, let me think. Bye. Hello, Chad. No, Danny, no! Go back and get them. It's worth it. Oh, that sounds amazing. But a super bummer that you had forgotten them on the counter. That sucks, but I know that feeling. I know that. Because I forget so much. I love that BRB bio break from the guy in the it's all drowned on the beach. It's the waves crash in. Past Dan was pretty funny. Nice. I love the names. Zoom names tonight. It's great. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, I'm gonna shut off our BRB screen so we can chat with our lovely folks.
Ooh.
Yeah. What do y'all think of the amazing Garrick art? Now we can see what he looks like. I was figuring that that old lady saying, not old lady, but the woman saying that Garrick was a carpenter, assuming he was a carpenter, would
Yeah.
would bother Garrick.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But that was beautiful. Wood is an inferior product. Yes, that's amazing.
Wow.
Oh, more than I can
Wow.
hope for.
Wow.
I thought he was going to go for the meme where you start sanding off each leg and you can never get them quite level. Before you know it, the table's shrunk by like 6 inches.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Tim Hortons.
Mm. Oh my.
Oh man, so good.
So we used to have in New England, there was a company called Bess Eaton, Bessseaton. Oh my gosh, amazing coffee. The donuts were all right. Yeah, I mean it's akin to Dunkin', so like the donuts are acceptable, but the coffee was so good. But then the owners gambled all the money away. I don't know, embezzling maybe, and
Wow.
there's a whole thing. So they sold them all, and Tim Hortons bought out all the storefronts. And then Tim Hortons went out, like all over the place up in New England. So they sold over to Dunkin'. So there were like 18 Dunkins everywhere, like Starbucks. But it's New England, right? So I mean,
No, it's like Boston.
Yeah, everywhere you turn is another Dunkin'.
There's
we get
a
Dunkin'.
Dunkin's literally across the street from each other in Boston.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
Literally across the street from each other.
They up in Westerly, same thing. You could walk out of one and look across the street diagonally at the other.
Yeah, it seems like a good use of real estate. Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, yeah,
That makes no sense.
Yeah. It's America.
America. There's that much of a demand that both are gonna they have to split it between two stores in location. But I miss Bess Eaton coffee because it was just like I drink flavored coffee now, like chocolate or mostly hazelnut and French vanilla. But there's a chocolate one I love. But when I was, this was when I was working, on the side, my dad had me let us work for him. And I was like, so I was drinking coffee when I was like 13. We'd go in on the weekends. And we'd all get a cup of coffee at Best Eaton. So
Nice.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. I miss it.
Wow, coffee at 13. I didn't drink coffee until I was until after college.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I take that back. I did have coffee in college, but it was like I only drank like, Frappuccino coffee in college, and then it wasn't until after college that I started drinking
Pinky in the air coffee in college.
blacker. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was only super like sugared up coffee that I would drink.
Nice.
Which then it's like, is it even coffee anymore?
That's
unsure.
Tough call.
Unsure.
Danny. Cumbies, Cumberland Farms. Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen one in so long. Even the one that's in town where I grew up, I think, changed to something else. I forgot about Cumbies.
Hey, gourmet donuts is good. Yeah. I haven't had a Cumby. I haven't been to Cumbies.
Cumberland Farms are often gas stations. So it's sort of like Sheets down here. Except
Oh,
for
okay. Oh, got you. That's probably why I never was at one.
Yeah. I will say, though, I would not eat food at Cumbies. Like,
Oh, no.
Never. But because the whole concept of Sheets took me 5 years of living down here to even try food. I'm like, you cannot eat food from a gas station. That's disgusting. You're asking for death.
I tell you, when you're desperate. I did have a hot dog from a gas station, like during one of my drives. I think it was from Boston to West Virginia, back to West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I lived. I mean, it didn't. But I was just so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mind's like, yo, let's make this happen.
I didn't want like chocolate or anything. So.
Mm-hmm.
Just think, if you hadn't eaten it, it would still be there.
Gross. And
absolutely,
so
it would be. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so disgusting. But Sheets, you can eat it. You can eat it. It's not bad.
I mean, you can eat anything, but
yeah. If you put your mind to it, yeah. I want a t-shirt. Nice. All right, so I'm going to jump us back in. There was a little tweak I wasn't going to do because Beth isn't here tonight, but I think it's probably an important thing to do. So, if with your permission, Ed, I would like to back up that interaction to just before you were excusing yourself, because I think it's probably important to get it in now. If you're okay with it.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, neat. So I'm actually going to have the old, again, not the old lady, she's only like 60 something. The woman gets up and turns out, I just need to get, excuse me a moment, don't you? She gets up and goes to the kitchen for something, but wanted Blueberry to have the opportunity to tell you, excuse me, do you smell that?
Other than the suburbia?
Right, it's different. Blueberry's gonna hop off the couch and sniff around.
There's a lot that could be.
He's gonna go over and sniff up towards that bit of ore, that geode type thing. This, come and smell this, Garrick.
Garrick sticks his nose up and does one of these.
Nice. I mean, there is a somewhat distinct smell to you, but nothing like Blueberry's detecting, of course. You do get a closer look though, doing so, and you can see that it is in fact an ore that you've only worked with once, probably because it's very rare and very expensive, very hard to find, because of some of its qualities, and it again feels very out of place here. But Blueberry's, right, it smells. Do you have any magical items on you, Garrick?
Sure. Yes. The arcane ammo that I have.
Oh, okay.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Blueberry's good. Where are you holding that on your person?
It stays in my heavy crossbow.
Oh, okay. It smells a bit like that. Yeah. And he's sniffing your ammo. You don't smell that.
We're gonna have to do some testing, but are you telling me that you can smell magic?
Is that what it is? Well, I smell it from that, and I smell it from that. Maybe?
Yeah, I've worked with this stuff once before. It really does a number on the tooling. Hard as frig.
You actually know that this is a material that is very conducive to arcana, which is why it's highly sought, but it's very rare and hard to find. So it can channel and retain magic very easily as a material. So it's great for different rituals and other things like that require like constant or any retention of magic.
Where did it be here, among all the trinkets and knickknacks?
I mean, it's pretty.
I guess so. Maybe we should keep an eye out to see if there's any more around town or something.
Okay. I'll be a good sniffer.
Oh yeah, nose out too.
Blueberry will hop back up on the couch, and if you want to play anything differently, let me know. Otherwise, we'll zip ahead then to the end, where you will find yourselves heading back out into the city. Oh, let's see where we need to go next. I think Aurynn and Aurynn. Excuse me. Have you haven't been to the library yet, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm like getting
we
this
have
up.
Nope.
So the three of you, Aurynn sort of, skipping, as the two of you are keeping a more careful eye on things, find yourselves before the Miranda Public Library.
How big is this library?
It's a decent sized library. I'm trying to think of, man, I don't know a building that I can equate it. So it's about the size, a little larger than a full-size Dunkin' Donuts with a drive-through.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Or
Well, wait, it's the size of a Dunkin'
Dunkin'
Donuts?
Donuts? That's a
That's
pretty
not very
small library.
big.
But like the big ones that have all the fancy tall.
Oh, maybe
rooms
I
and
haven't
everything else.
seen-
No? Okay, maybe it's different in Rhode Island then. Sorry. It's probably like an average home, maybe 1.5 times the size of an average home.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
So not
okay.
huge, but
Okay. All right. All right.
Mort's going to walk in and do his best to look in awe, wide-eyed, and he's going to poke Aurynn in the elbow because that's how high he can reach.
Oh.
Will you look at this place? This place is huge. I've never seen a library this big.
Just
And I'll look for
impressive,
the librarian.
Aurynn what? Wait, oh, yeah! Wow!
You say, but before Aurynn gets into it, Aurynn will kind of elbow her gently.
Oh. Right. She tries to find a balance. And let's see. Okay, an older female presenting human, maybe in her early 90s or so. Shuffles over. Oh, hello. Yeah. You are new to the library, then.
Just visiting, we're just amazed at the size and the quality of this library. I haven't
Just
quite seen anything like this.
Quite impressive.
Thank you. I've been curating the selection for this library for quite some time.
Oh.
How long? This is a lot of books. How long did it take you to collect all these books?
Oh, almost 8 years now. Since
8 years?
Yes, this is part of, not quite the original city, but as it expanded, it may have found it important to add a place of learning. So, here we are. Can I help you find something? Fine, folks.
Well, actually, I am a bit of a history buff myself. And I am finding this city quite fascinating. Do you have any books on the history of this city?
Oh, yes, of course. We have 2, I believe. One written by the mayor himself and the other by his wife. Oh, wonderful reads. Yep, just over this way. And she, like, walks so slowly, but, you know, she's guiding the way. So you all walk at, like, half-step pace to kind of stay behind her. Before pulling a couple of books down off the shelf. Here they are. Sets them down on a table, reading table between a number of the bookcases. Yes, this one by the mayor started writing it when 10 years ago when the idea came to him for this marvelous city. And only finished about 4.5 years ago, so quite a bit of inside information in this one. And this one was written more recently, about 2 years ago, by his wife, that gives a different perspective on the city.
Interesting.
Yes.
Board's going to look at her like, this is, I don't get out much and I don't see a lot, but I can't imagine a place like this only being 10 years old. There has to be a deeper, more meaningful history to this city.
Oh, it's.
I mean, these walls, these buildings, this all didn't just spring up in 10 years' time.
Oh, it was quite a bit of work, and certainly the mayor has a way of envisioning these such grand hopes and dreams and ambitious goals, and then invigorating people and inciting them into working alongside him and making it happen. Very ambitious, but a lot of very determined people, craftspeople, engineers, and the like, driven, working together towards this goal. And the city continues to grow at this wonderful, incredible pace. It's a marvel, truly.
What a marvel.
So am I to understand, I guess, the mayor founded this city?
Yes, Mayor.
So
Brown.
what was how did he come upon this place? What was here before then?
Oh, well, I think you can find some of that, and she'll open up the book and flip through. Yes, well, it seems, she'll hold it up to herself. Yes, it all came to the mayor, well, in a dream.
In a dream?
I think that he's embellishing here a bit.
Yeah.
Certainly.
No.
From my conversations I've had with the mayor, he's always spoke of it very fondly regarding that time in his life, and just envisioning this city a place where people can come and work together and strive for greatness alongside one another, building this community that lifts itself up, lifts one another up. It's very idealistic, but what can I say? He's gifted.
Absolutely gifted.
I mean, I don't want to be. Pardon me if I don't mean to offend, but you've been around the block a few times. I mean, where did you live before here?
Oh, all over Calais. I lived in Rennes for a time. In my youth, I even lived in crap. I had it in my head, and it's Fin de Mireille. Where the city comes and goes with the tide. It's if you haven't been,
Fascinating place.
Oh, incredible.
What brought you here?
Well, I heard the rumblings of this new burgeoning city growing at such a pace, and I was looking for a place to. You see her trying to find more poetic words than to live out the rest of her life, but to settle down and simply have some peace in my twilight years, and after visiting the city and seeing that it needed me, my experience as a librarian, what more could I ask for?
Surely you're not old enough to be talking about your twilight years, ma'am.
Oh, sir, you're so kind.
This is fascinating. But nothing about what existed here prior to that? I mean, was this just woods?
I believe it was just woods from what the mayor has spoken of. Yes, just... I remember talking about clearing one area at a time, not... very important to the mayor at the time to replant as they cut, replant further out in the forest, not dwindle natural resources, but yes, always clearing and expanding and clearing and expanding. Although it's been maybe 2 or 3 years since the city has expanded, the last expansion accounted for quite a bit of growth. You see, we are not yet nearing the need for another expansion. Thank goodness. Oh, it's always causes such an uproar.
An uproar is in noise.
Oh, the
Just
rackets.
the hubbub.
Yes, and the walls must be
Understandable.
extended and then
Yes.
reinforced. It's just such a process,
Sure.
a needed one.
I'm gonna look to Mortimer like,
I'm getting to it. Look, I'm getting to it.
I'm gonna look at this. Ooh, and she's just gonna start like fiddling through bookshelves.
I just was that, and when we came in, the walls. I mean, where did he get all the stone and the materials for all these buildings? I mean, they're all not made of wood. There are a lot of them stone and.
Yes, I believe that they're cleaved. Perhaps it says in the book. That's a very good question.
Well, that's my next question, actually. What's the policy here? I mean, do you buy books, or is this a lending sort of arrangement?
Lending. Yes, we do have a book donations. Some can donate books, and on occasion, to raise some funds, we'll have a book sale. But just every 3 or 4 months or so.
Oh, I would look forward to that. And Mort will start to look around, and then he's sort of just like absentmindedly, oh, I almost forgot. While we were here, we were right outside our inn. We were starting at the Harvest. We happened upon this book, which is, I just thought I would be, a good-hearted person and maybe, return the book and see. Do you know if did this come from your library?
Auryn's gonna walk, kind of like look around behind her to where she can't see him in line of sight.
Nice. Okay. Yes. This is one of our books. Thank you. This is oddly a rather popular book. Certainly all books are wonderful and serve their purpose. And she kind of flips through. And this one has seen an uptick in popularity recently. I personally don't understand why. Yes.
I was on the way over. I was thinking, probably it's just another visitor like us. Do you remember the last person who took it out? Maybe if we see him in our travels, we can.
Yes. Because he was such a large gentleman and looked a very image of health. Didn't seem the type to be interested in medicine at all, or something like the cure for the common cold. A larger Furbolg gentleman, I believe, yes. Asked for it by name, which again seemed a bit strange, but as I said, the past maybe 5 or 6 months, this book has been checked out fairly regularly. But to each their own. Perhaps someone has found something helpful in it, and they're sharing the information. Although if there is a cure for the common cold, perhaps I'll give it a read.
Interesting. Okay, a large. All right, I'll keep an eye out for a large Verbolg, you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what? Can I check out this book? Maybe I'll.
Certainly. Yes, let's get you set up with. We have little identification cards for the library. We just implemented this a couple of years back. I do love it so. Let's get you set up with a library card.
I would love to as well.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, please. And be careful with those books, dearie. Please. Aurynn is like, she's got like 7 in her hands. She's trying to read them all. Sorry. And they get the 2 of you set up with library card. And Aurynn would probably want one.
Am I allowed to check out the books about the city being built, written by the mayor, or are those library only content?
Oh, no, you can check those out. Up
I would
to
love to.
5 books at a time. You can keep them for 2 weeks. But if they're late, there's a little fee that grows every day, so please see to their return.
I would like to check out those 2 books then, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course not. And she'll take, you're set up with those little informational, like, I'm this person, so she'll just take those and and get.
And Aurynn's giving his Elliot Evandel name.
Perfect. Elliot. And and the 3 of you have library cards even. She even does a little sketch. It's like it gets imprinted in something, but she does a little
old ID.
Yeah, a little facial sketch.
Chisel.
Yeah.
Flintstones.
That's awesome. All right, the 3 of you now have library cards.
But I will ask for one more. Yes. I'm also an
Yes.
amateur surveyor, cartographer.
Oh, that's wonderful.
This region is just fascinating. Do you have any maps of the region, or just what's around here?
Yes, we have some maps. They're more for travel.
Surveying?
Not so much for surveying.
Like there's woods here, a lake here, a river here.
You might find those at the town hall. We do have some for travel that where alerts travelers.
Yeah,
of river
larger
paths.
maps.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the town hall may have something that like that. Yes.
Idea. Thank you.
Of course. So today it's the cure for the common cold for you, sir, and the mayor's copy, the mayor's book on the town of Miranda for you.
Yes.
And Aurynn has like 5 nondescript. She has like 11 nondescript books stacked up. Remember, dear, just 5 at a time.
And he also wanted to check out the one written by the mayor's wife as well.
Oh, okay. So you check both of those out.
Yes.
And Aurynn, I'll just say, dismayed, has to choose only 5 of her 11 books. So we'll let her pick whatever those are.
Tough times.
Yes.
Scholastic Book Fair.
Ah, nice. But I want this Mad Libs so bad. Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right.
Anything else at the library?
No. On the way out, or after they're out, Aurynn will turn to Mort. It was actually, it was a little long-winded, but you did an excellent job.
Thank you. I just try to keep them, better them to think you the buffoon than to storm in and act like, demanding information. If they built this city in 10 years, I'm amazed. There's something going on, definitely.
Sure, but there would be, they can be built in 10 years, but there definitely need to be things going on behind the scenes to assist in that.
Yeah.
It's not usual.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I haven't found anyone referencing anything beyond 10 years in this city. It's
It
like,
seems to be. Yeah, I agree. Have you ever considered work in reconnaissance?
oh, I don't know. It's a little, well, maybe, who knows? It's just,
I think you'd be good at it.
well, thank you. I appreciate it.
As I said, a little bit long-winded, but you got the what you needed, and I think perhaps the conversation helped for her not to be suspicious. Although I can't see her getting suspicious about us just checking out some books, but I think we did well.
Yes, I think although she's probably reporting into her superiors, who knows?
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, thank you anyway. Yeah, this is. Although I didn't get as much information as I wanted, but we did confirm that the book belonged to the victim. So.
Yes, well, no one's going to give you all the information you need at one time.
True.
All right. Go back to the tavern.
Back to the tavern.
Come on, Aurynn.
Carrying her 7 books.
Okay, let's go. Kate billowing. All right. So the rest. So the 3 of you are heading back to the inn. Okay. Emil, you had returned to the inn and tavern. During this time, as everyone's doing their things, what would you like to be doing?
So Emil's gonna go for a walk, find the town hall, and just kind of circle it. Just get an idea of the lay of the land, get an idea of the outside windows.
Okay.
Just from the ground. He won't go up to rooftops. Just get a little look and then kind of go back to the inn and wait for the others.
All right. You get a good lay of the land. You also notice the plainclothes guards, for the most part, or members of the constabulary force here, the constables will just right. There's not a heavy patrol in the area, but more so than most other buildings. You spot there are 2 stationed outside, just stationed there and obvious. You can count maybe another 3 or 4 that are sort of on different patterns, walking about and stuff, but all from a distance.
Okay, yeah, that's the kind of thing Emil would kind of file away and go back later and get more information. So that's just all of it.
Okay. All right, you head back. Davania, after giving that whittling project to Boop to Endlin, who gave it to her mother-in-law, what would you like to do? As they're going to get up after that meal is done and kind of head back up towards like their residential area.
She's going to follow, but she's going to keep back and see if there's a window. Is it just them going into the residential area, or is it like them and like pretty much like their security system? I'm gonna assume that they have.
Yeah, they have a small, probably 4 or 5 members of like a security detail that walk with them. The 2 daughters that are left, Wixley already went her own way, have also head off. They go together elsewhere because they're kind of done with the mom. The townsfolk start to peter out a bit as they realize they apparently seem to know, most of them anyway, that this is sort of where they live, this section of town. And a couple of the security detail starts to turn around and tell the remaining folks, all right, folks, all right, well, she's headed back to back home. I'm sure you've all enjoyed your time here, and I'm sure that she'll be out again, but we're going to let them get some peace and quiet now and head back to the privacy of their own estate. Thank you very much, everyone. Look forward to more time with the mayor and family soon, I'm sure. But then they follow her, so it's not like they're standing guard or anything. They turn away and follow her. Most of the people just sort of disperse, but you're still, welcome to pursue if you wish.
She's Is the house 1 story or 2 story? residents?
If you're well, they're headed into an area where the houses are the bigger houses, which are 2 stories. They're still very modest.
Okay.
They're not huge, but they're 2 stories. Mm-hmm.
She is going to walk around the house or the residence, and try to look through the windows. Okay, about how many windows would you say are on both sides of the house?
If you're looking at
Or on the first floor?
Okay, probably 3 windows on along the longer side of the house and 2 on the shorter side. But I would say first make a perception check to see like just who's around, like to see if you can approach without being seen. Oh, okay, nice. You find with the timing, this security detail 2 go into the building. The other one is outside that door. Another one stands outside this second exit, and then there's one that just sort of does a little bit of a sweeping patrol. You can time it to jump in, but it's going to depend on your stealth check. But so before you do that, you know that you probably can go up to a window and look in for maybe like a good half a minute, and then jet back out without being caught. But it's all going to depend on how stealthy you are. Would you like to attempt that?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Lauren, help me.
Okay, so still that's compared to these. Oh, sorry, that guard rolled a natural 20.
Oh dear.
It's okay. It's called roleplay.
Nice. One of the guard that was patrolling apparently did like a little loop and backed on herself, messing up your timing. She comes back around the corner. Excuse me, ma'am. As you're sort of approaching, not there like this, but approaching the window. You know what? I will say you get close enough to get a glimpse in before the guard catches you. So inside, you see the 2 guards entering, as well as Aelith. And she heads in. You actually catch her in the moment where she's getting inside, sitting down in a chair, and like unbuttoning the side of her boots to pull them off. Boots.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry. Sexy in medieval times.
God.
Look at that ankle.
Goodness.
So she just seems to be exhausted from her day of showmanship. But that's when the guard comes up. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I help you?
Apologies. When might the mayor actually be back?
Oh, well, she's had a rather long day, so I would probably...
I said the mayor,
Oh,
not the mayor's wife.
oh, right. Actually, I'm gonna have them see how uppity they're feeling. Okay. Well, right. The mayor. Oh, I couldn't say. The mayor's out on business now, and I don't know. You're probably looking at least a week or 2, as far as we've last been told. But I'm sure that there'll be some fanfare once he's back.
Any idea where he's at?
Just out traveling for something. He's on some sort of business dealings outside of the city.
Thank you.
Of course, ma'am.
Will the family be out again tomorrow?
Oh, likely. At least, Aelith.
What is happening tomorrow?
Oh, she just makes it a regular thing to go out and at least once a day and make sure that she's face to face with fine citizens and hearing any of their needs and attending to them.
Would I be able to meet with her first thing?
Oh, well, if you're looking for a meeting, well, actually, I'd like to see your identification, please. That'll help me tell you when and how. I'd like to see it either way, of course, but that'll let me know exactly when and how to get you set up with a meeting.
I can't remember. Did we get any identification?
Yeah, it's like a rough, like a pass with the name that you gave
Oh,
at the
that's
gates
right.
and stuff.
She'll hand it over.
All right. And which name does this have on it? Sorry. So sorry. I keep getting you with the
I need
name.
to start writing it down, Marion.
Marianne, okay.
I'm just like, write it down.
I'll make a separate note here somewhere else. I should remember. All right. Oh, Marianne, I see. So, right. So you're new to town. That's all right.
Mhm.
You should have yourself a liaison with the city that can definitely make an appointment for you. Groups of folks are assigned with one when you first arrive. Flips your identification card. Right. So it looks here like oh my gosh, excuse me. Where's she at? Beatrix Drake was yours now. If you can't find her here, I'm sure she'll be checking regularly at and flips a little further to see the inn at which you're staying. The Harvest Inn and Boarding House. So that's a good one. Yeah. I'm sure she'll be checking in likely several times a day. So, but she can get you set up with a meeting quickly as Aelith can see you.
Of course. And I'm gonna message you on Zoom, Dan, real quick while they're talking.
All right. Of course, she'll pass back your identification card. I never get to look at Zoom chat, but it's so funny. It's a bit of a chill in the air, of course, as I think, gosh, we're like end of January or beginning of February now. I think we're into February, actually. I know, Rebel, right?
I don't think I spelled that right, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how perceptive they are. Okay. Oh, yeah. What in the? I'm sorry, ma'am. I need you to leave. I gotta take care of this.
Oh, of course.
Roger. She calls
There's
another
smoke going on over there.
Yeah, she's kind of looking at that frantically, like, all right, head on out, ma'am, head on out. Roger. She calls a guard over. She's leaving, and rushes over
yes,
to the.
of course.
Takes off one of her jackets and starts stamping out this bush. The other Roger comes over, but you have a little bit of time between that if you.
She's gonna misty step to the side of the house, further back.
Okay.
As they're doing that real quick when she has that moment.
Okay. Roger comes around, but it's like, what? Oh! He runs over to the bush to help, not seeing you at all. You have gone around the other side of the building, or further down the edge, around the corner a bit. So you might have a little small window to. There's still a guard at the two doors. There's a guard at each door, and then the two inside. But what would you like to do? You have a little bit of freedom to try and peek back in a window, or do something if you wish.
Finger of death. No, I'm just kidding. Well, let me see.
Yeah, no zillions of bots this evening, Rebel. I don't know what that was during Steph's stream. They're like, bot, 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 bot,
It's
bot.
totally me. It's me. I'm irresistible.
Nice. Just to help set the scene, just to make sure that you are on board, Davania. Oh gosh, actually, I need to look at that and see what exactly what that does. I guess before. It's moderately open around these houses. And you'll have a little bit of time. Okay. You know, of course, knowing this, how much I should probably type it, right? So I keep it typey type. Oh, come on. I don't know what happened to the rest of my text. I just stopped typing in the box. What the heck? Mm-hmm. Okay. Make sure it's going. I forgot the names were all changed. That's the way I'm like, wait, is that her? Let me double check that.
I'm an appetizer.
That's awesome. So 100% A-okay. I just wanted to make sure that I'm setting the scene up right for you. Nintari Xbox Nintendo. That's amazing. That's a hilarious quote. When did that get put in? That's so amazing.
Earlier today. That was Varroth's fault.
That was not my fault. We had a bunch of innocent people coming into our chat saying we want to
Right.
be famous.
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just trying to fit in with the strangers, make them
sure.
feel comfortable.
Wow.
Sure,
Sometimes it's a little too much to try to fit in.
That's
Get
awesome.
yourself banned from the chat.
I love it.
Wow.
Okay, cool. All right. So, with a quick flick of the wrist and motion and some words uttered under your breath, Davania, a massive cloud of flame and smoke fill up around this portion of the house and down the side, partially engulfing one of the guards. It comes running, screaming out. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I'll roll it off here and see what kind of damage. Another guard runs over to help the badly injured one that comes running out of the smoke. You hear a door open, the other door burst open, and you see a number of guards rushing Aelith away. You feel a quick pressure as your shoulder checks you from behind, rushing in, trying to tackle you down. Do you want to, as a number of guards are approaching down the street, just as one has tackled you, the woman from before. Do you wish to fight the tackle or contest that? As you see another 4 or 5 guards racing down at the flame, and you hear this one guard shouting to the others, shouting to you, "Get down! On your stomach!"
She's going to take her staff and hit it twice on the ground. And as she's hitting it twice on the ground, her tattoo, her white rose tattoo, is going to start glowing.
Oh, nice.
As she starts concentrating, and not just on what she's done, but also casting Cone of Cold with her staff.
Ooh, okay.
But she's gonna like, let's say
Okay. So there's a guard behind you that's trying to tackle you, and then there's like 4 or 5 running towards you. Where would you like to aim this?
The ones that are running towards me.
Okay. All right. A number of them get hit with this cone of cold, and you can see the ice just forming over their persons. And a couple of them tumble and fall, while the other 3 push through, but with some chilled effects still, before reaching you, being sort of partially grappled by this other guard. The 4 of them together are definitely able to sort of tackle you down and push you down, drop the staff, and kick the staff away from you, and get your arms behind your back, and they're gonna try and manacle you.
She's not gonna resist.
Okay. Guard behind you. Pick up that staff. See to them. Make sure that they're healed. Call a healer. Get some more people to bring this one down to the prison, to the jail rather. What are you thinking? As they lift you, she lifts you up. What on earth are you thinking, Marianne? Grabs you behind the arm, starts marching you over to the jail to process you.
She's going to continue not saying anything.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So, my gosh, Emil, I'm so sorry, but what was the last thing that you would? Oh, right. You got a lay of the land of the town hall, and then you returned to the tavern, I think, right? I think that Garrick and Blueberry were also returning to the tavern. So I'll say maybe it's closer to dinner time now. And by the time everyone within 20, 30 minutes of each other, you find yourselves back, excuse me, at the Harvest Inn and Boarding House. Where would you like to be within the house? You want to all kind of meet up somewhere?
Oh,
Everyone except Davania, of course.
Aurynn would probably go just where they were before.
So Emil obviously picked up the bit about the white rose this morning, and that it was either Aurynn or Davania that was the white rose. That was
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Emil is looking for those 2 to kind of relay that warning. So he's hanging out in the meal area.
Okay. It's evening time. Have you checked? So it's been okay. So time frame wise, it's probably been a good hour and a half since Davania's incident before everyone gets back. Time, just flowing in time. Have you checked at all your Dropbox, or not?
No, because getting the bit about the white rose to Aurynn and Davania is too urgent. I'll do that afterwards.
Okay, neat. All right. So as you all pile in, you see Aurynn at the table. I'm imagining anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. Everyone will kind of find their way back to that long table in the back corner.
Yeah.
Okay. Blueberry's oddly sniffing all of you.
Can I help you?
Yes. Well, it's just that I've started smelling things. on all of you. He turns to Garrick. Right, I think it's from their magical stuff too. Maybe I can.
I'll be damned.
Okay, you can. You sift me enough. Blueberry, I think. Move along.
Oh, of course.
Move along.
Thank you.
Blueberry is a person.
I don't
You
need.
understand.
I addressed Blueberry. Did I not, Blueberry, address you?
Yes.
Yeah, move along.
Blueberry, he was sniffing me. I don't want someone sniffing me.
You mean you don't sniff other people to see how they're doing?
Not to see how they're doing, no.
Oh. Huh. Goes over to Mort. Sniffing the, the book and other things. Right. So, and before pulling up a seat at the end, paws up on the table. Okay, so news. I can smell magic.
Interesting.
This is new?
This is new.
Is this the town doing this to you, or is this you doing this to you?
I'm hoping that it's me, but I'm not sure.
You haven't. No. Too close, never mind.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I need my.
No.
my
No, Aurynn was going to ask if Blueberry made any pacts with any patrons. And I couldn't even say it. I couldn't even say it.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Too soon.
I couldn't even say it.
My sense of smell has been getting a bit stronger, but this is new. Now it's only maybe within 30 feet of me or so, right? That I can smell the magic out. It smells a bit like something sweet.
Mort's going to put up on the table. He has he has a lantern, and he has a mirror, and he puts them opposite ends of the table, and just to test out Blueberry, see what she gets a hit on and what she doesn't get a hit on.
Nice. Are either of those magical?
The lantern is magical. It's
Which one is it? Sorry.
it's the lantern of revealing.
Oh, nice. Okay. In that case, of course, Blueberry's going to put on a bit of a show. Well, I'm just new. Maybe. No. And goes over to the lantern. It's definitely this one. Some of these magic items they're all sweet, but they have a bit of a different scent. This one, actually, if you end up spending a little bit of time with Blueberry working on this. So basically what Blueberry's learned is via scent, the detect magic spell. So if you practice with Blueberry a little bit, he'll be able to tell which school of magic the item is from. They just smell a little bit different, but right, it's this, right? Tail wagging.
Very good. I am impressed. This will come in quite handy. I mean,
I'm a good magic sniffer.
So does anyone know where Davania went?
I don't know.
I got some information today that either Aurynn or Davania would be targeted, but wasn't able to get that message out in time.
Wait. Why am I being targeted?
We can talk
Because
about
of
it
your
later.
personality.
You're
What
one to
per-
talk, Garrick.
What
Hey,
personality?
just concentrate on the issue at hand here.
Okay.
The issue at hand is, does anybody know where Davania is at?
Well, I'm sure she'll be along, but I'm a little concerned that this morning I got that information and I haven't seen her since. So
Are we I guess we're just at a table at the.
Yeah, like a table in the front corner. I think Aurynn, with mouthful of food already, would probably be like, I saw Davania left after the mayor's wife. She walked out with all the people.
That would be the wrong person for sure.
So mortal. I guess. Would I be noticed if I cast Descending at the table?
I mean, you could do a sleight of hand check if you wanted to hide.
No, I'm not
I mean,
gonna. No, I'm not gonna be that. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little
it's-
smarter about it.
Okay.
We can
Mortal
always,
just now.
we can always
Go
talk
ahead.
upstairs if there's something we want to talk about, but somebody should keep an eye on the door for Davania to come back.
Oh, I can do that. Blueberry says. I'm a good boss.
Sorry, Mort's just motions to Emil and the rest. Just let's go into a room upstairs for privacy for a second.
Arm will go.
Aurynn scoops up.
I mean, if
some
you
food.
got somewhere else you want to be, Aurynn.
I mean, yeah.
No, he's already on his way up the steps.
Don't let us keep you from going back to the library. Like,
I'm on my way up to the room.
So Mort will, once we get to the room, Mort will cast Sending to Davania, asking,
Oh, okay.
"Is everything okay? Are you coming back?" And you can reply to this message. And Mort will wait.
There a word limit?
I think it's 25.
25.
Standard, yeah. And I think it's a mental thing. You don't even have to, yeah. You just do it in your mind.
Nice.
When in her mind you'll hear, or in your mind, everything is okay. I won't be there tonight. Whatever happens, stick together. Tell Emil no. Kind of, it's almost like a sense of like no and like stay away.
Okay. To the best of my ability, Mort's ability, he will relay that message, especially to Emil. What do you think?
Oh, that sounds like trouble.
well, it's her hometown. She's got private business here, so let's give her privacy for now. We can check out the town hall, and
Yeah.
we can watch our steps.
Yeah, I think so. They've been following us. Beatrice has been following us around town, so we're being followed. So
How did they peg me?
peg you as what?
Suspicious.
I think they're suspicious of everyone. I don't think it's anything particular to you.
No, I need to. Oh, you don't understand. This is my job. This is my life. So, I'm unsure. If I did something wrong, then I need to find out what it is so I can, fix it with me. Make it, not make the same mistake again. It's baffling. So, town hall.
If we think it's safe, I mean, I would trust your instincts on this, Aurynn. If you don't think you've given anything away, then either there's an external source of information or there's something magical at work.
Well, She did react strangely because I did ask her about that I had heard from a friend of a friend that mining used to be done in this town, and she did act strangely with that. Maybe
About
that's what
the
tipped her
mining or
off.
about you having friends?
I would assume the mining, Emil.
Fair enough.
So maybe it was that tipped her off. I just thought I had kissed up to her enough that she wouldn't even notice. Apparently she's a bit more smarter than I thought she was.
Or mining is the catchphrase.
Perhaps. But, I mean, everyone's... I feel like mining has been brought up in several conversations with others since we've came into town.
Speaking of mining, did come across some interesting metal ore that is conducive to being arcanely imbued. That's what Blueberry's been sniffing for.
Came across it where?
Someone's house, just lying out there like a trinket. Someone's spoon collection.
Well, as though it's a memento or something that would be common in a region. Interesting.
Did you just go into someone's house unannounced, or were you breaking and entering?
Do I look like the type of person that would go into someone's house unannounced, breaking and entering?
Wow, Garrick.
I don't know. We don't really know you
Wow,
yet.
Garrick.
I mean, you have the tools. You have plenty of tools. They could easily be used for the lock.
Wow.
No comment.
I thought we were friends.
All right, everybody just check Zoom chat real quick.
I'm not seeing anything. Did you send it? I
didn't send it to... Oh, she sent it to me privately. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can choose to share.
God.
All right, I will share with everyone else that was not the end of the message.
Never.
Invisible message. We're that good, guys.
Duh. At the end of Davania's message, she says, "I am imprisoned on purpose. I am bait for the mayor."
Wait, what?
I am in prison. Go ahead, Melissa.
Well, no, Auryn's just asking the
okay.
drama effect.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like she's taking matters into her own hands. She's
Fine, so be it.
This
is her hometown. This is her story.
Y'all are surprising. Huh.
I tried to tell her she didn't have to do things alone, but I'm not going to take someone else's choice away. And that's not an easy thing to say right now.
It was her hometown. Things have kind of changed, right?
It was. I bet it was. I mean, getting back on this mining thing, it was a mining town. You don't hide a mine. What?
She seems...
Sorry, go ahead, Aurynn. I'm just puzzled.
I don't... she seems smart. I think that she can handle herself. I can't see... I mean, can you see them outright killing her?
I don't know what the...
Been a lot of killings around here, but maybe.
There's also apparently a secret police.
Has she unmasked herself here in the town yet?
I don't know.
If they find out who she says that she is, then that's going to be a
Oh, I
problem.
think they already suspect, so...
Do you think that's what they mean by the White Rose?
I mean, maybe you're the White Rose and you have a history of the town that I don't know about, but assuming that
No,
you
I've
don't,
never been
it's
here.
got to be her, right?
But if the mayor's wife was uncertain on which one of us it was, I mean, my face isn't hid, so it wouldn't be a sign. It wouldn't be a thing of recognition. Interesting. Well, I mean, we do have still. I don't know if where the possible secret door in town hall goes to, but oh, that's right. We're not down in the tavern. We're in the Aurynn room. Aurynn will still do that. But so I don't. Do we want to? Are we sure? And he'll look at Emil. Are we sure that we don't want to do anything?
Do I want to do something? I'm going to trust in my friend for now.
Okay.
Aurynn, what do you? I mean, they're gonna add up 2 and 2 and come up with us.
Absolutely, they will.
Should we just act like we don't know, unawares? If we try to leave, it'll snatch us up for sure.
It's not going to help to act. I mean, we could act dumb if they find out who she is. Else we'll probably all find ourselves in a cell somewhere. But we can't, they're going to, if this is playing out like it seems to be playing out, they'll find out that, they'll know that we're with her, and they'll begin to question. And we've been around the town enough and questioned enough people enough that they will probably get a feel that we're not just vacationers.
So do we leave? We have more information than we came with.
And leave your friend?
You're the one who said you do this. This is who you are. What do you do when your cover's blown?
I work alone, Emil. I don't work with others. So when my cover's blown, it's up to me to get myself out of it. I think I've only known you for a short amount of time, but I feel that Davania is smart enough to make her way out if she needs to, or to talk her way out, or possibly act her way out. But it's one thing to go against, a small government, or, but it's another. We've already figured out that this conspiracy, or whatever is happening with the mining and the town's history, is really something that seems to be conspiratorial town-wide, and not just within the one family, the mayor's family. It's one thing to go against one family, it's another to go against an entire town. Pretty large one at that, with people that seem pretty loyal to it. Well, she may be smart. I'm not sure that she understands what she's getting herself into.
Why don't we literally ask her what her plan is with, magic?
If she will say so, sure. Garrick.
Out of character, I love that we've leveled Mortimer to level 17 wizard, so we can just do sending over and over and over again.
That's amazing. Mort, you actually get a message from Blueberry, who has message as one of his spells, which is awesome. Look at
Who knew?
right? All right, Mart. There's something that I need you all to know. Can I come upstairs? I don't see Davania or Smeller, but I have something important.
Come on up, quickly.
And you hear moments later up, and a little scratch at the door. Since Blueberry can't open it.
Aurynn will go and open the door.
Ooh, Blueberry comes in the room.
Who's watching the door?
But, well, no one. But, actually, hang on a sec. It's about that time, so let me see. Oh, okay. Rain. Rain is watching the door, but that's not important. I caught the smell of magic out in the street. Sort of. So, I ran into Rain, and she said she'd watched the door. And I followed the magic, and there's magic, like, under the streets. Like 20-some feet under the streets. And it's all in different directions. There's something under there that's magic. Blueberry sits down. That's not usual, right?
No.
I'm sure it's fine.
Murder on the toilet? Maybe it's magic in the sewers?
Oh, that's a way to go.
Could it be something covering the mines?
Mines could be under the city.
Oh. As you all consider that, I'm going to shift over to Davania. Now processed in, not in the prison area, full-on prison area, but the jail where, like, the sheriffs are, and, you know, there's just a few little cells there. They have, your arms are now in front of you instead of behind you, and they've fitted you with a more comfortable, like a nicer set of manacles than the ones that they had on first behind your back. So your hands are in front of you now, but manacled. No one's really been in to see or talk to you. It's in like a back room where the cells are for a little bit, maybe 30, 40 minutes. But you hear the door open up nearby. Oh. Okay. And, sorry, let me get this, maybe. All right. Oh my gosh, my notes, where are they? And, the door creaks open. You hear a couple of footfalls from around the corner. Two sets. There's a bench in the jail cell itself. A little toilet, more of a bucket affixed to the wall. Otherwise, there are not many comforts in here. Endlin and Adriel step inside. Endlin with, again, just to paint the picture of these two, is Endelin's the high elf with the straight coal black hair down to the shoulders, the super the alabaster skin, deep blue eyes that border almost on purple, very handsome beauty. Adriel is a half elf in her early 30s, curly short platinum hair, freckled dark brown skin, and some reddish brown eyes. The two of them walk in. You are able to sort of insight naturally that Adriel might be there as more in a partly for curiosity, but more in a support role. For Endelin, that seems to be a little shaken. She comes around the corner and looks in through the jail cell. She's, a few feet behind, away from the jail cell itself. But it is you, Marianne. Why? Was it something I said? Did I do this? Did I bring this about?
And Davania starts shaking her head no, but she's not answering.
Endlin kind of looks over to Adriel, has her arm around her, gives her like a pat on the shoulder. And Adriel looks at you, and just has also some watery eyes like Endlin does. I remember you from this morning. You were whittling that fine work. I don't know who you are or what your reasonings are. Did you come here with this intention? Is this why you came to Miranda?
She's gonna shake her head no. She's gonna stand up, but she's not gonna move closer to the bars or anything. She's just gonna stay where she's standing. I am a woman of my word. I will get you the help that you need for travel and painting.
You see Endlin. How can I do that with some of those scars were my friends and they're hurt, and my mother deserves many things, but were you trying to burn her like you did Timothy?
No. In fact, I was quite surprised that they didn't stay inside. And for that, I do apologize.
I don't know what it was, but I really felt that I could just trust you. And I just don't know what to think now. Part of me says I still can, and I just feel stupid for that. Why? Why would any part of me think that? Do you need help? What is going on? Is there some way that I can help you without all of this?
I need your father here.
What do you need? I mean, maybe we can help. And she looks up at Adriel. Maybe we can help get him here. What do you need him for? Please. I want to help. I feel like you're in between a rock and a hard place. Like you don't want to do this, but you feel like you must. And if I can help, if we can help some way to avoid all this pain and the danger, then we wish to do so. Marianne, please.
Davania kind of visibly winces a little bit at the name, and did your father ever teach you, or did you know what happened before the city was rebuilt?
No.
She starts rubbing her hands on her thighs a little bit. I want your father here, please, and I will share the story with you. It is not my place to share it. Not now. But is your mother okay?
She's fine. She made it out fine. You see her kind of just shudder a lot of this adding up, and she shudders and runs out of the grip of Adriel and back out of the room. You can hear some sobs as she gets a little further away. It's just Adriel standing there now. Look, I don't know what your purpose is. What you don't know is that the three of us suffered a terrible accident with fire. These sorts of things just strike at her core. It's not as resilient as our other sister and I. She trusts you, and I can't say I understand it, but I hold a little trust for you too. If you mean to say that if we return our father here, you will not... Are you going to harm him?
That is not up to me to decide.
Then who is to decide that?
Her feet are going to shift a little bit. Did they take the pouch from her belt?
Yeah, they would have taken, all your effects. You just have your clothing.
Okay. She's going to walk up to the bars.
Mm-hmm.
Non-threatening.
Mm-hmm.
Try to because her hands are manacled, she'll try to pull her foot down a bit and mask kind of like this, with her hands and wrists and stuff. And
Adriel takes 3 steps back up against the wall. You. And that's where we're on tonight's session.
Nice.
This is a story all about.
Nice.
Sorry, that's what I had in my head.
That's fantastic. Oh, so awesome. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we're uncovering more and more of the mysteries of Miranda here. It's very thrilling. I'm very excited to see where Emil and his agents go, where he goes with that, and Davania and the mayor. Very excited. There's so many different little clues that I've laid about that don't make sense yet. They don't quite click. Oh, hey Mariah. But they will soon, so I'm excited for that. Hang on, let me see if I can fix the number of the videos here real quick.
Wait, are you guys still?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just wrapping up.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
I thought you guys were done.
There we go. No worries. But for now, I'll put up the old-timey schedule here. As you can see, we have a ton of D&D related content all throughout the week, especially in this 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern time slot, as you can see here on the schedule. Every Tuesday, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, you can catch Dungeon Craft with Steph and Vic, where they work on minis and tile work and other things for their campaigns. It's really, really fun to hang out and cool to see all the amazing work they do. Every Friday from noon to 3, you can catch Mad Art with Steph and bots. Not just kidding. She had so many bots in her chat today.
Wow. Yeah, it was like 30 of them.
So many. Which is really neat. If you're not already a member of our Discord, I'd highly recommend joining because we're awesome and it's a boatload of fun. But also, you can put in requests for fan art from across the campaigns that Steph will put into. You can then vote on as she puts it together. And let's, everyone vote. Very fun. We have a Saturday evening D&D campaign, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, called Tower of Dreams, which may be back tomorrow.
Pretty sure.
Okay,
like,
neat.
99, for almost 100, yeah, pretty much 100% sure.
Nice. Very cool. And then, of course, our Sunday afternoon chill stream. Vic runs Madbird Plays board games, where there's a bunch of people from across our community and other tabletop communities. Changes each week. The game's changing each week. They all play on Tabletop Simulator, sometimes on Jackbox. I think we've got some fun. Actually, I don't know what I'm allowed to say game-wise or not, but there's some really fun, popular games that are gonna be coming up soon, and I'm gonna be there. I can't wait to jump in and be part of those. So, all right. So we are going to go ahead and raid someone new, the Adventure Archive. They looked like they were having fun, and they were doing some D&D, I believe. So we're gonna go give them a what. We always like to do our call Madbird raid just to give our call out. But thank you so much, players. Amazing night, beautiful role play.
Thank you, Dan.
Hilarious. Oh
Yeah, jeez.
my pleasure. So fun. And thank you, viewers, for chilling and chatting and being hilarious. You rock. Thank you, bots, for staying away tonight. We'll catch you all again. This has been a Stormfall, and catch us every Friday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. Otherwise, we'll catch you tomorrow for more goodies. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.